already primed my face and I've primed my eyes and my eyebrows are already done. And I'm going to go ahead and use this new palette, which is the Yes Please palette from ColourPop. I just got it in the mail a few days ago. But I want to talk to you guys today about my transition from high school to college. I really wanted to talk about like my college experience for a while, but I just didn't really know how to go about doing it, just because I think I had a unique but also a shared experience, and I just didn't know how to voice it. So I think there's been enough time from me graduating high school and then graduating college that I can just come back and give you my cohesive thoughts. So if you don't already know, I am a college graduate. I graduated from Vanderbilt University this year. So it's been 4 years since I've been in high school. I just needed some mental preparedness that I didn't have when I was going into college. So before we get into my college transition, I just want to tell you briefly about my high school experience. And by the way, I'm going to be using the Morphe Gilded Set collection for my eyes today. Y'all, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a makeup guru. I don't know which one is a blending brush, which one is a crease brush. So we're just going to roll with it. And I'm going to go in with this yellow color, which is Mischief. Now that I look back on it, I had a very pleasant and also kind of stereotypical high school experience. It didn't feel that way when I was in the midst of it. But like now that I've graduated and like just shared my story and my experiences with some of my other friends and some other students, like I had a really stereotypical high school experience. So what I mean by that is I didn't consider myself to be popular, but I guess I had to be somewhat, I had to be somewhat popular. I was a student in the IB program. If you guys know what that is, it's International Baccalaureate Program. So it was like the magnet program at my high school. So although I went to a public high school, shout out to them public school kids. Although I went to a public high school, I was very segregated from the rest of the other students because like we were just concentrated within our program. So although I went to school with like 2,500 high school students, my program only had about 130 students in it. We just thought that because we were smart, that we just ran the school and we kind of acted accordingly. So I was a student in the IB program. I was a member of the drama club. I was a varsity cheerleader. I danced in the talent show. Like we won the talent show one of our years. My best friend was homecoming queen. I was prom queen our senior year. So like it didn't feel at the moment. It didn't feel like stereotypical TV show high school experience. But now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, it was like very like, you know what I mean. I didn't struggle academically at all in high school. At all. And I think that's a lot of people's stories. Like high school, I think solidified me as a procrastinator because I could literally wait the night before to do projects, wait the night before to study, and I would still like perform almost top of my class. And I was really good at science, and that's why I decided when I went to college that I was going to be a science major. So I graduated high school June of 2013. It was kind of assumed that I was going to go to college just because like my whole family is teachers, and that's just, you know, Jayla's smart. She's going to go to college, and that's just kind of what it was. So although I had that understanding, like I knew I was going to go, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I already know like what school I'm applying to. I'm going to go in with this Y20 brush into this orange color, which is Big Cocktails. So yeah, I just didn't know. Like I feel like all of the kids in my class, like they knew where they were going to go. They all, like most of them went in state. They were, you know, they just knew where they wanted to go. They knew that they were going to go to UF or FSU or UCF. And I was just kind of like, I don't really know, but I know I don't want to be in the state of Florida. Like I knew I wanted to get away from home. So like my college application process was just kind of like, I don't really know where to apply. I don't know how to decide where I'm going to apply. So I just would like look through like College Board and just see like, oh, I want to go to a prestigious school. What school has like the highest ACT scores and stuff like that. That's how I applied to college. So it wasn't like a huge big deal for me just because like, I don't know, I didn't have any of my future planned. Like I knew long term I wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't have like any of the between steps planned out. So like I applied to school. I applied to like 6 schools, I think. 2 in Florida, the rest outside of the state of Florida. I applied to University of Miami, University of Florida, and then like Duke, Emory, Yale, Vandy. That's all I remember right now. So yeah, that's where I applied. I got into everywhere. Like I was accepted to everywhere I applied. So that was pretty cool. I basically had like the pick of the litter, but I made the decision to go to Vandy solely based on finances. Like at the end of the day, there wasn't anything really pulling me to Vandy other than the fact that it's in the South and I didn't want to be too far away from home because like I'm from Florida. Like going to Yale, which is all the way in Connecticut, just seemed like so far-fetched for me. Like who wants to be that far away from home? Especially like me being a Florida girl. I've never seen snow in my life. Like moving to Connecticut was a lot. So yeah, I get to Vandy and quickly realized that this isn't Kansas anymore. Y'all, people all my life have told me like college is hard. College is a whole nother ballgame. But you know, like we never listen as kids. Like we don't be listening to people when they try to give us advice about the future because we just think they're old. They're out of touch. They don't know you personally. But when I tell you school is hard, and Vandy was like hard. Like those science weed out classes are no joke. I told y'all I was a science major, so I came in wanting to be a bio major. I ended up unofficially declaring freshman year that I was going to be a molecular and cellular biology major with a double major in Spanish. And I got in Gen Chem and was like, whoa, buddy, this is a whole nother level of learning, a whole nother level of testing. And some of that I think was just me just not being prepared. Like I didn't know how to study. Like I didn't have study skills. What were study skills? I didn't have to study in high school. So I'm coming into college, I'm coming into this top 15 university and have no skill set. So now I'm sitting here looking crazy that things aren't working out like the way I thought it was supposed to be. So needless to say, I was doing very poorly my freshman year, like my fall semester of freshman year. And I hated Vandy. I hated that school. I hated it. And that was not just academically, that was socially as well. Like, not a very social person. Like, I wouldn't consider myself to be a very social person. I had 3 friends, which are still we're still friends to this day, but I wasn't very social. And I thought that if I stayed inside all day long, all night long, didn't go to any parties, didn't socialize with other people, and I just studied, that it would pay off. You gotta know how to study. And I didn't. So not only was I struggling academically, I didn't have a social life. So yeah, like that transition was terrible. It was terrible because I had no idea what I was doing. And I don't think I had like proper or adequate support. I'm going to use the ColourPop Rose Quartz Crystal Priming Spray. I've never used this before. I don't want to go ahead and wet my brush. But yeah, I'm going to wet my brush and then I'm going to go into the color Chauffeur, which is like an orangey, yellowy shimmer color. Lack of support. Like my academic advisor was god awful. I'm pretty sure he got fired from the school. Pretty positive he got fired. But that's a whole nother video because I can talk about like the microaggressions at Vandy and stuff like that. I can talk about the racial side of Vandy in another video. I know one of my subscribers commented and asked me to speak on like my experience as a black woman in Vandy, and I definitely will do that. That video is coming soon. But today I just want to talk about like my transition. I don't think I had adequate support, and I was ashamed to tell like my parents that I was struggling because I've always been like their smart kid. I've always been the one that never struggled in school. So like that was who I was, and that's how I knew myself as. That was a part of my identity. And now that I was struggling, I didn't know who I was. So like, how do you tell your parents that, hey, I know I'm at this school far away and I'm usually like a straight A student, but I just got a D on my Gen Chem exam. Like, how do you do that? I didn't know, and I didn't do it. Like, I didn't tell my parents my grades at all, like in my entire college career, I think the only reason they found out is because of them freaking midterm deficiencies that they send out. They send out midterm deficiencies if you don't get a certain grade by like midterms. So I think my parents found out via my like an email or some mail or something that I wasn't doing well in school, but I wasn't gonna tell them. I was like, who is Jayla if she's not excelling in academics? I did not know who I was because that's what my identity was based off of. Like me being an intelligent girl, me not struggling in school. I had no idea what to do, didn't have like the resources to do it, was also too proud to take advantage of other resources because although we were assigned an academic advisor, that doesn't mean that I couldn't go to like tutoring or go to, go somewhere else to get help. But I was just like, in my head, I was like, what, tutoring's for people who like aren't smart? And that's really what I thought. Although that's a stupid statement to make and that's a stupid way to think about it, and I know that now, but like me coming from high school, that's literally what I thought. Little did I know my behind should have been the first person in that tutoring line. To this day, I think I'm still bitter about my freshman experience. And I just have a very different outlook on the school than other people. And that was just a collusion of not knowing how to ask for help, the help not being offered, I guess, and just vanity being entirely too hard for its own good. That's a wow. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but I do have problems with the school and their lack of support for their students. I think they pride themselves in being a prestigious university that is sometimes to the detriment of their own students. And I think my biggest regret of my my freshman college experience was thinking about transferring and not following through. Being too proud to say, you know what, this really isn't working for me. I think I would fare somewhere else better, and then taking that step. I was too proud. I felt like, to me, transferring was like a form of quitting. And I knew I tortured myself just wanting to transfer, but being too proud to do so. Like, how do you let your pride bar your success? That's crazy talk. But that was me. I'm thankful that my friend group, we were all kind of in the same boat. Like, none of us were completely sold on Vandy, especially after getting there. Like, we were just like, yeah, I think we made a mistake. Even though, like, my roommate was the only one that acted on it, we all kind of felt the same way, and that was, in a way, a little comforting. All right, so I'm done with the eyes right now. I'm gonna pause and come back when I'm done with the rest of my face, because otherwise this video will be like 50 million years long, and you guys won't watch it. So I'm just gonna come back when I'm done with the rest of my face, and I'll just come back to finish my eyes. So hey y'all, I'm back and I just have to finish up my face. But I said all of that to say there are things that I've learned that I literally never want anybody to go through, like, ever in their entire life. I'm going to go in with butter cake, and I'm going to put that on my brow bone and in my inner eye. Even though my experience wasn't the absolute greatest, I think I learned some very valuable lessons that I pray that one of you guys can learn from. You don't have to make the same mistakes I did. And the first thing would be find a support system. Like, you need a support system. And I wish that I found that. I wish that I'd let myself be more social. I think it would have allowed me to find mentors quicker. I think it would have just let me know that I wasn't alone in struggling. And I think that some people had a more positive experience because they were struggling like I was, but they weren't afraid to find help and find support. So make sure you find a mentor who's active in your life, who's invested in your life, and who wants to see you do great. I would not be afraid to change the plan. Like, I went into school wanting to be a biologist. I graduated with my degree in molecular and cellular biology and Spanish with a minor in chemistry. But do I think it's worth it at the moment? No. I think if I would have stuck with a Spanish major and then just fulfill my pre-med requirements, I think my life would have been a lot easier. I didn't necessarily need a degree in biology, especially because I'm pre-med and I don't intend on doing research. So don't be afraid to change your plan. You're not quitting on yourself. I think you're quitting on yourself if you don't allow yourself to be adaptable and adjustable. You're growing. This is a period of change. The biggest period of change I've ever had in my entire life. The biggest period of growth I've ever had in my entire life. college really turns you into a new person, and it turns you into a better person. And I think that you just have to allow yourself to grow. If I knew then what I know now, I would have a degree, but it would be from another school. It's okay though. I know that every experience happens for a reason, and I know that I learned valuable things at Vanderbilt that I wouldn't have learned anywhere else. And I'm trying to live life with no regrets. So it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I have been wanting to talk about my college experience for a while, and I think it's necessary, and I think it's something that I definitely can bring to the table as far as my YouTube content, because I don't want to be just another YouTuber oversaturating the beauty community. Like, I don't want that to be me. I want to have a meaningful impact, and hopefully, like, my student struggles, you know, my struggles don't have to be your struggles, because you can learn from my struggles, you know? So let me know what y'all think. If y'all enjoy this, I definitely will make more videos about my college experience. If y'all don't, then I won't. So please let me know. I really need feedback, and I'm really trying to engage with y'all more. Because even though, like, I hit 5K, and that's super, super, super duper cool, I know that I don't talk to you guys really. Like, I have very little engagement with my subscribers, and I want to change that. Oh wow, my eyes watering and my mascara is going everywhere. Yeah, but I want to change that. I want to actually be able to talk to you guys. And I feel like a lot of my subscribers come from the one video I did about styling your box braid. But I want y'all to be here for, you know, the other things that I do, and I want the things that I do to be things that y'all want to see. So we gotta create a dialogue. That's all I have for you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this and you want to see more. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at JaiChanellie. I went ahead and changed my name just because I wanted it to be the same so no one got confused. So yeah, if you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.